Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, the world champ himself, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. Give it up for some of the best analysis in the game, the world champ himself, Christopher Duarte, a.k.a. Parasite. We got the one and only, the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, the legend, the icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price, a.k.a. Aches. And then, of course, we got the one and only, Benjay Nassim, the executive producer of The Flank. Benjay, how are you? You doing all right?
Tom, I have been sitting on this couch for 12 and a half hours, so I would say that my brain is pretty mushy right now. But we had a great day at COD. I did a nice interview this morning. Did a photo shoot for our merch that's dropping tomorrow. Make sure you check that out. ZOOMAFIA.gg. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about the game.
Tom, Ben, chat's asking, how much for your underwear to sell online?
Oh, jeez, what's wrong with these motherfuckers?
I know that makes you weird, Chris.
We're what? Chat was asking.
How are you the most sus person in our fucking, I swear, bro.
How is this even a question? How?
Yo, what's wrong with you guys, bro? What's wrong with you guys? Let's keep it going. Sam, how are you? You doing all right?
I'm doing great, bro. 8 hours of fucking top-tier Call of Duty has been consumed today, and I cannot wait to get into the games.
Yeah, it's been a long day. 5 matches today. It was a long one. Pat, you doing all right? How are you, Pat?
I'm doing great, Tom. Big things happening. Excited. Also, Tom, I wanted to address. I saw some people in the chat.
Yeah.
Talk about my background and the light, but what they don't understand, Tom, is I'm just trying to train them for what you had to go through when you went 4 and 23 and had the lights in their eyes.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
So they could get used to
the
it.
The lights weren't in my eyes.
Okay.
They were on the monitor, Slay. I couldn't see my monitor.
Okay.
Hey, Pat, I need you to tell everybody what happened in the next 3 maps now that you brought it up. I need you to tell everybody.
Dub digits, triple positive, absolute takeover, rest of the series 3-1.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
And somehow yet the team you played thinks they could have won that series. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's hilarious. They got a free map 1. But, yeah, guys, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's what it's all about. But, guys, we had a great day today. A lot of matches. We're going to hop right into it. We're not going to waste any time. So let's switch on over and hop into the first match of the day. We had the Boston Breach going up against the Minnesota ROKKR. Boston 0-2 this major. They did not win a match. Minnesota 1-1. They were able to take down Boston, eliminate them from the tournament. We'll scroll down. Oh, shit! I don't even know if this sound is appropriate for this series because Minnesota ROKKR won this series. They Neslowed the series against the Boston Breach. And I mean, this is just a prime example that if you don't watch a series, you can't just look at stats. Because looking at the stats here, you would think Boston won this, and that couldn't be. That's not true. You take a look at these maps here, and it was bad. The Neslo comes in. The 2-3-5 from the Minnesota ROKKR. I mean, Sam, we'll start with you. What did you think about the series? Boston, they lost last map here to Minnesota and got eliminated.
The hard points were promising, which is definitely something to see. But I was not expecting a Neslo here out of the Minnesota ROKKR. That's for damn sure. After the online performance, there was a little bit of a fire alarm was going off. There was a little bit of a fiasco in the middle of this series in the control, which I think probably played a part in the offensive win, but. Yeah, it was a weird one. It was a weird series.
My bad, Sam. I turned you down because they were all spamming. You're too loud. Now they're saying you're too quiet. So I just turned you up now a little bit more. So hopefully they heard you. But basically, yeah, there was a fire alarm going off, Sam, and it was
Donald Temp was nuking the bathroom. The fire alarm was going off, and then Boston lost the control.
Yeah, no, Donnie was taking a shit, and an emergency alarm went off, but he stuck true to his shit, Sam. He stuck true to it. You know what I mean? He didn't stop, which is it's Don Dada, ladies and gentlemen. But
you can turn him up a little bit more, Tom.
More? I had him up. Everybody was spamming in the chat.
Are we tweaking?
I'll turn you up more.
Sounds good to me.
Sam, talk again real quick.
4-23, Luigi, Big Nose, 18-8, never one chance.
I don't know. People are saying you sound good. Some people are saying you're too low. Some people are saying you're too high. So I think it's fine. Let's move on. Chris, what did you think about the series? Boston Breach going up against the Minnesota ROKKR.
Yeah, I mean, Boston looked good in the 2 hard points, but at the end of the day, like, this is kind of the story of the Boston roster. I feel like they haven't made that many improvements as a team, and they just are still kind of like wildly inconsistent at pretty much everything. And I also think that this team in terms of their search and destroy. I think like the school of Austin Litticoats, play a pick, spread the map is just kind of it's kind of over with. I feel like their S&D hasn't been that good. And on top of that, I still think this team has potential to be good. I just don't really know what their upgrade path is because I feel like at times you still get like good series out of Snoopy. I think Asim had a pretty good event in all the series I watched him play. But outside of that, I don't really know who's really struggling here.
Let's cut right to the chase, right? Like Boston Breach, clearly. I mean, their coach even tweeted out after the series, after they lost, and he tweeted, "Listen, we're making mistake after mistake after mistake. That one they don't make in practice, or if they do make them in practice, they talk about them and talk about it every day. They're talking about the mistakes they're making, but something that they're struggling with is just fixing their mistakes. And if you talk about something." You have to be able to adapt and fix it and learn and keep getting better. That's just something that Boston's not doing. They fall flat. They show a lot of great moments. I mean, the map 1, I mean, it was an Ace of Masterclass map 1, but I mean, Boston looked really good in the map 1. They came out, they slammed them, and I thought that this was going to be a good series for them, and it just kind of fell flat for them the rest of the way. So definitely some frustrations coming in from the Boston camp. So we might even see some roster changes here with this squad. I mean, Pat, I'll bring you in. You see a roster change coming in with this squad? I mean, they don't seem too happy on the TL, especially the coaches.
I hope so, Tom. I hope so. I mean, did they even practice S&D at all? Because they are ass at search. They look like they were playing 8s out there. Asim cannot be the best player on this team. I'm just flat out. He cannot be. And from what I've seen, even in Stage 2 online, he was for a large majority of the series. So, the fact that he was picked up on this squad and then turns out to be playing the best, most consistent COD for them is a huge problem. This team definitely needs to blow it up. I don't think a one-person change is going to fix it. I hope so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think they're going to blow it up, where they just get rid of the whole roster. But, I mean, I could see them making a one-person change. I mean, Sam, what do you see them doing? You see them making one-person change, multiple changes? Or do you see them staying together and just keeping the team?
I hope to God they don't stay together. That's for damn sure. I mean, the issue, the upgrade path here is Snoopy. And I think everyone in the call can probably agree from watching the games. It's just a product of when he's in positions to, like, not win his team games, but give them advantages throughout the map, he kind of tends to throw it away like 8 times out of 10, I would say. And his role in MW3, like being that fast-paced, like entry sub, quote unquote, is like a very difficult thing to get correct, but it's also very unforgiving when you don't do it well. So I think like Snoopy gets into good spots and kind of just does a boneheaded play to throw away their advantage a lot of the time. So I'm assuming the first upgrade would be for Snoop, because Preston's been playing decent COD lately. I know, Pat, you've been kind of hard on his slaying and how he's fitting in his role in this team. And I think lately he actually has been playing very good COD. And Austin's been their most consistent player throughout the entire season. And Asim was their best LAN player on the weekend. So all the other three have a good argument to stay on the team right now. Granted, Snoopy had a good series, but I think that he loses them more situations than wins them as of late.
I'll just add one thing, Sam. Asim and Preston have been up and down, but I agree. Like, if you can get entry sub making the right decisions, I think all falls into place. But I think for Austin, we always know this. Austin always plays much better at the end of games. They need him to have a really good Stage 3 and Stage 4 and get that, like, Thanos gameplay going. If he can find 4 or 5 kills per map, I think things will fall into place for the change. I think, unfortunately, Snoopy, to me, if it's a mistake issue, seems to be the one making the most mistakes. He might be the one rotating out here.
Also, an insane statistical anomaly in this series was Vivid had like 3,000, like 4,000 more damage than like everybody in the lobby somehow, and still ended up with a .96. So obviously, he was clearly fighting back and trying to.
I mean, I will say Snoopy definitely can shoot. He's definitely got a good shot on him. It's just a decision making. Yeah, it's just the decision making, and that's honestly probably not probably. It is, in my opinion, the most important part of being a professional COD player. Is being able to just make the right decisions and make the right plays. Because especially against the top teams, we've said this before, they'll punish you for them.
The thing is, though, like at least about this loss is that like Snoopy is a S&D player. Like that's kind of like his thing. Like he used to always play Chows and stuff like that, and I feel like. With like Slasher, him on the roster, even like Priesta, like they've always been pretty good S&D players. I just don't really see why they struggle.
I think it's because this game, I think the maps don't really favor reactionary S&D, which is like what Austin's philosophy has been throughout his career. It's like he has that stigma of like spread and get info, and we all laugh about it, but it's very true. And I think in the search and destroy in this game, if you're not the one dictating the pace of the game and being proactive, making plays, and if you're choosing to be reactionary, I think it hurts you more than it helps you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to take a look at some clips here. We've talked about Minnesota's post plants. And in this situation, they have a 3v2 situation here with the bomb down. And we'll just kind of see how it crumbles. I mean, it starts with Big Wake getting picked from Ice Cream, and then Lamar, he ends up giving up Dark. He tries to run away, and he falls. I mean, what is it with Minnesota ROKKR with their post plants? I mean, granted, they did win this round. They actually slammed Boston this map. It's just an example, just so you can kind of break it down. But what would you guys have done differently here? I think if you're Big Wake, you definitely don't want to challenge that guy, Ice Cream. You don't want to challenge this guy. I think you can stay down.
It starts with Wake. Like, Wake's just exposed to an angle he doesn't think he can get shot from, and then Lamar just tweaks. I mean, it's literally just a domino effect of them just like tweaking the hell out, like not really sure what the hell just happened.
But it happens too much with these guys, man. So many post plants where they have numbers or whatever, even if it's a 4v4, 3v3, when you get the bomb down, those are rounds that you should be winning, especially if you get into the setup that you want. So just a lot of issues here with Minnesota. Sam, any thoughts on that play right there?
I think it's just what Chris said. Quake got caught off guard from an angle that he didn't think he could be seen from, and then Lamar had to move and died. And their post plan is just, it's not great. They should have 6-0'd this map, and they had two really, really bad offenses for the two rounds they did lose. But,
yeah, I mean, besides for that round, they did play a really good S&D. They played great. And then we hop into the 1-2 round. This is where Boston was just like, I was like, what the fuck are Boston doing? So I'm just gonna let the round play out. It's a 4v3 situation. Asim gets a nade kill, makes it a 3v3, and this is where I get confused. They kill the guy on B. So, like, why not just go for the B plant and just get it down? But instead, you see Boston, they start to scatter, and I don't know if maybe because Vivid's there, they're scared to get across and just get the bomb down, but it's only one guy, and even if he's there, you just slide across and get behind the bomb, and they can't really do much. But instead, they try and wrap through mid, they're trying to make plays, and they get hit. They get hit by a crazy stun grenade. You can see Asim and Snoopy mid-tank. They get stunned, and they can't get to that bomb in time. I don't think Asim wasn't able to get it down. And Vivid, he's about to die, but time runs out, and Boston loses a round. I mean, just super indecisive from Boston. If you guys are Boston, do you not just plan B there, or what?
I mean, yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
I see the vision. They just didn't have the time for it. Like, I see what they tried to do. They just had no time.
Right, because they didn't try pushing out Tractor till there was 30 seconds left. You know, and then after they do that, after they kill the guy B, they waste all that time like trying to focus him. And
but that's the thing, dude. It's like they're doing their whole like spread the map, look for a pick, and they're just wasting so much goddamn time. I feel like on this game, like, yeah, there are times where people can like quick hit a flank or something like that, but for the most part, like with these crosses and stuff like that, you're gonna get as much information as you need to pretty much damn near like execute on a site for the most part.
Yeah.
And they don't start executing on these sites until it's like way too late. Like there's no point.
Agreed. You can see here, I mean, Vivid, good play, just staying alive and making sure he doesn't fall there. I think Boston would have won that round if there was a couple more seconds, but good play for Minnesota to clutch up on a round. I just thought Boston, you get the blood, you get the bomb site, just get the bomb down. And then we hop into the control. This was the first round. I mean, ROKKR made the control look easy. I mean, we know how difficult it is on Invasion to get this 8 point. I'll just let it unfold here so you guys can take a look at the play and see how Minnesota was able to break them down. But it just starts. So you got a guy dies laundry. Then Snoopy gets traded out. Or actually, he doesn't get traded out. How do they clutch it? Snoopy gets 2, and they still cap this point. So Lamar pieces him. Lamar pieces him in Cafe, and then Slasher gets and Asim get pieced. So they got pieced. Lamar and Vivid both pieced him. I mean, if you're Boston, did you do anything differently there? Or did you just get shit on?
Well, I mean, honestly, Snoopy got the 2-piece. He gets traded immediately, but like they were just too slow to kill this guy on point. And like when they did like entry the site, I think Slasher got caught by an angle where he could be seen from like Lamar towards like the Cafe front fire car, and he just gets shot on the side. So
I don't get. Like Snoopy gets a 2-piece here. It's there's one guy in Hill. I mean, Snoopy did go rogue. He tried to chow Lamar, and then I think right here.
Like, look at this. Like Lamar just shoots him in the side.
Yeah,
and then,
it was a blender. They got put in a blender there. I mean, personally, I think they need to get that guy to Hill. Like after Snoopy gets those 2 kills, I would rather him just stay in that corner and throw some shimmies. Like you're one shot. You just won 2 crazy kills. Don't just throw your life away. Like play corner, make Lamar have to push you. or do something. And then while Snoopy's staying alive, he's buying time for his teammates to just kind of get into that hard point and get it done. Speaking of Asim and Z Carbone, they just walked in. So shout out to them. But yeah, a little bit of a misplay here for sure from the Boston Breach. They kind of got pieced. It was a good play from Minnesota. And then we go into the next offense, and they're able to do it again. I mean, they 3-0 in the control. So it just wasn't a clean control from the Boston Breeze. This was the third round here, and we'll see. Minnesota went straight to the B cap. They got all the kills, and they immediately put all their attention. They ran right across the map straight to A. You can see it was Vivid who gets there early. He takes the route. Boston can't get any kills. And,
wait, how did they do this? Let me go. I want to go back and see how Reese even got to the point.
You want me to go back?
Go back, yeah.
He comes out spawn and just hits straight. He spawns back palace like ice cream, and he wraps all the way around right, which is a good play because his teammates are pushing B.
Yeah,
I would think if you're Boston here, everybody's overextending B. They win 1-1v1 on the A street, and they're already on the point.
Yeah, no,
it's just
Preston tried to rotate and I shot in the back.
Yeah, but I mean at that point, there's 2 ticks on B. There's not a lot of time.
It's just unfortunate that like Reese just makes a good play. Like he understood that his whole team has B. So he trusts them to basically get this cap, but it's already 2 ticks. So like
this needs to be chalked here, in my opinion.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. They need to chalk and like start playing for exits and getting ready for A. So number 1 is already trying to like prepare for A, but unfortunately he catches like really bad timing there on Asim on the street. And then by then, other players are already getting like pushed out. So they just were uncoordinated, and ROKKR basically just took advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, they made a mistake here. I don't know why Boston's pushing this. They're all flooding towards this point, and they all die, and then Minnesota just kind of transfers.
I mean, Austin dies side blue, and Snoop's the one that kind of overchells like DVD Alley. Like I guess he's trying to play aggressive for exits, but like he leaves himself exposed.
Why would you play aggressive for exits? Why don't you just play a corner? They're gonna run right by you.
They have to slide across TV. There's a lot of crossfires you can set up and force them to go like left. You know what I'm saying? Like don't give them middle for free.
Once that guy number 2 gets picked, it's over. You're chalked. Priest is backing up. Snoop should be backing up. Asim's already trying to play transition,
be going
but
left.
like Priest shouldn't be chowing, and then Snoop should not be chowing here. And then the number 4 that came off spawn didn't rotate water. Like they just kept reinforcing the right. They basically left Asim out to dry and hope that like he held it by himself and caught a 1v1. Like there was just no consistency there.
Yeah, no.
I love when we say things like this player shouldn't be challenged, but like there's certain players that you can say that a million times about, and they're always going to be challenged,
100%,
no matter what.
100%.
Yeah, they only have one gear slay. That's it.
Yeah, the only way they know how to play.
They're just fucking nuts. But I like even watching that back again just pisses me off because I just don't. They blacked out, bro. They have 2.5 ticks. Just go left and just secure A. It's easy to hold A. Instead, they kind of just flood over and they throw it away. So then we go into the sub base, and this was another break here from Minnesota. I mean, this is where Boston should be holding a lot of time here, and they troll. Just kind of look on how this all happened. Snoopy's across the map. So I don't know what he's doing out there, like across the map.
Can you go back? I want to see the setup.
Yeah.
So he's playing for the exits off of P5. He gets that first kill, or he's just an extended 1v1, I think it is. Yeah, he wins the 1v1. He's just in an extended 1v1. He's making the right play. He's covering the P5. It's just like nobody on his team was able to get one, and they just basically didn't stall this at all.
I disagree. I disagree, Chris.
You need to watch this P5 over.
But you don't need to run at the red. You don't need to run all the way out to P5 and go chase this guy.
Once he got the kill, it's like, and he's not out P5. He's right next to the generators.
Why did Austin back up? I want to see. Like,
he's P5, Chris.
Once he got the kill, he should be leaving.
Look at where he is.
Once he got the kill, he should have immediately turned around and been in P2.
Go ahead, Ben. You can't let us fucking talk. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Back up and see why did Austin get caught running backwards here? What happened?
Okay.
He was on the stairs of top 3, and Lamar shot him in the back.
Yeah, he got bad timing. It looked like he tried to pick up middle when Asim died, and he got shot in the back.
Yeah, he's getting kind of chowed.
And then even right here, like Snoopy should be trading Austin. Like Asim dies. Slasher's trying to run. While Slasher's running back to New, while he's running to Hills, Snoopy's running in the opposite direction. And it's like, I understand how you want to watch this OE, right? Because you don't want them to just kind of push it. But just sit P2 window, like hold it, or sit plat. And then if he's not going to challenge you, then leave him. Like turn around and get this trade. Like these guys pushing through mid and pushing through front are very important. Like if they just work the trades and use their numbers, like Snoopy's so far to the play. I just think they got to be tighter here. They got to be tight. This ended up being a break for Minnesota, and this was big because I thought Boston was going to lock down a lot of time here. Sam, what did you think about the play?
I really don't mind what Snoopy did. I think he could have. I mean, we could micromanage like how he played the situation, but I think him getting the kill was important. They just did a good job of backing down Austin top 3, which gave them the opening for Lamar to actually hit it. I don't think Snoopy's in the incorrect part of the map. Again, we could say he could have played it better and tighter to his team, but I think he was in the right general area. I think this is more on Minnesota than Boston. Minnesota
yeah, exactly. It's like you can't always just like have a perfect scenario work out. Like Snoopy played his lane. He won his 1v1 there. Austin got back down, didn't stall enough. And then also, like, Asim just caught a bad timing, right? Like, he was in that top single.
Asim should be playing a corner here, I think.
He's top server.
Challenging everything.
He was top server, and he got a kill. And, like, he assumed that he had the lane cut, and he Lamar just shoots from the back. When, like, if he had an idea of where the guy was, he would have just, like, immediately turned and killed him.
But I feel like if Asim just plays a corner here and just stays alive, he's just going to get freebies. Like, people are just going to run right by him. Like, he gets one here, and then he kind of goes a little rogue. Like, if he just plays his life and lets them run by him, he might be able to pick up one or two more.
He's playing it like he didn't think anyone was by him yet, right? He gets that kill, and he's oblivious to the fact that somebody already got servers.
Well, I mean, at that point, too, he's in a position where he'll spawn in the back if he dies anyway. So he could go rogue and try and get kills.
Yeah, that's why Sam is saying that it's more on, like, Minnesota. Like, they caught a couple good timings, and they exploit Boston's weakness on their setup.
But let's move on. Somebody said you hating Snoopy. I'm not hating Snoopy. I just thought he was too far from the play. Me personally, I didn't like it. I feel like he was chasing a red dot there. Like I don't mind him watching it, but we need trades on rotation, and everybody's they're too far apart. It was just I didn't like it personally. I think you can still watch things while being closer and being able to be in positions where you can kind of help your team, but. Yeah, that was just kind of what happened there. And then we go on to the second P3. No, not the Rio. This was the second P3. Okay. And this is kind of what over here. This was actually this was another mistake that came in. Let's take a look at it. Was there a weird spawner? So you can see the P3. There's always weird spawns going on this hill. But it was actually a big Boston break here. This was. I thought Minnesota was gonna run away with it, or not run away, bring it back.
Up another like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to right now. I thought Minnesota was going to bring this one back on this hard point here, but they kind of trolled the hill. I mean, P3, to be fair, I feel like this is kind of a hard hill to hold sometimes, just for top snow alone. Because I feel like top snow is just you could just kind of play spoiler up there. So the best play you can do is just kind of what Linz is doing right now. Like I actually like this play from Linz, like pushing this out.
This was great by Linz.
Yeah, like this is a really good play here. And then I don't even know how it collapsed for him. We'll kind of just let it play out and see how.
And they still get broken.
Yeah, and Boston, they just kind of play right through mid and through right. So Linz, he's pushed out. You see Boston, they're playing through top snow. And Linz, he does get 2 here, right, Sam? He gets 2. There's one.
It's just like he does a great job. He buys a shit ton of time and gets 2 kills.
And you can see that they just kind of lost. They spawned in the back.
Time it. I think the timing on this is crazy. Slow it down.
Oh, fuck. I just fucking clicked that shit. I'll bring it back. Hold on. Ben, I think that spawn was normal.
No, but the timing between number 4 spawning and the... Like, I didn't think number 4 spawns and then blocks the spawn. Like, I think it's literally like an instant 2-way spawn there.
I'll take a look at it. But that spawn's pretty sticky there.
Yeah, it is pretty sticky, but I was just curious.
Which, if you're not blocking it, it's literally fucking chalked, bro. It's chalked. Bear with me here, guys. It's buffering. But, Sam, what would you do on that P3 hard point if you're holding it? I like the play from Linz, but why do you think they got broken there?
Dude, they kind of just got a dog shit spawn. I would say that if they were playing like an incorrect spot on the hill, if you're playing like the front side of the hill, you can get that back spawn. But
yeah,
whoever was actually on time was on the back side of the hill. Linz had a great rotation, got 2, bought like an extra 10. I'm usually not someone to say that the game kind of fucked them, but I actually think that it did in this situation.
I think it did too.
I mean, I'm not saying that spawn is a good spawn. Like that spawn's obviously shit.
Yeah, he spawns out before number 4 spawns. Okay.
That was so weird. That was so fucking weird.
Literally just fucks them, to be honest.
How do you, I feel like if you're on hill, you always got to look up. You got to look back there at all times.
I just don't you shouldn't need to.
I mean, the only other case scenario that could have happened
It's Pat map design.
No, the only other case scenario that could have happened to Boston, they maybe would have got a parallel. But the problem is like Linz is the guy that's already Water Street. If you'll take a look at it, he's blocking the back spawn, and then Linz is blocking that P2 spawn. So the next person to spawn in line, the only open spawn is there, and then after that spawn goes, the only open spawn is in the back. Like, it's normal.
Is Slasher blocking that spawn, Chris? By
number 2?
Yes, by looking at it.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's blocking it. The only open spawn is where number 6 is, and now there's no open spawn besides the back. Then you see how number 1 spawned next to P2?
Yeah.
That's because number 8 ran to the back, and then he spawned that guy there. So it's just like it's literally just chains off of like maneuvering on the map from each team, and like it's just split spawning them everywhere. That's just how this game is, though, when it gets mixy. There's just all these spawns just like take turns becoming open because people are moving away or towards them.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of people moving away and towards them, I think we got one more clip.
Well, this is. I just wanted to kind of just show how the S&D started because Reese 1v3s him off the rip, and you kind of see how it all unfolds. It starts with Reese. It's a 1v3. So the kills come in. Reese is able to get 1v2 situation, and then it's just the way that Boston play this now. Slasher turns his back right where Vivid just got the kill. So I don't know why he turned his back there, and then Asim just gets shot off bomb. So like I don't know what you guys thought about that play.
Does Reese fake out the kill cam? Is that why Austin thinks
maybe he juked at the kill cam. Yeah. We'll kind of see how it plays out. I don't. It looked like he ran back, but he definitely could have. Nah, he didn't juke out the kill cam. He just went for it. And it's Slasher had just turned right there. But it was just weird that Slasher turned his back there. And he picked up boxes so fast. Like, even if he did go mid, he's not going to be boxes yet.
Yeah.
It's like his timings were off a little bit right there.
It's impossible for his teammate to die the bomb there.
But they got blended. They got blended in the Rio S&D. A lot of these rounds weren't close, and they kind of got smoked. I mean, I think the final score here in the search was 6-3.
Yeah, they got.
I think Boston was
I
able
don't
to
know
get a
what the
couple rounds towards the end.
win-loss is for a team that starts out a game 5 getting 1v3'd.
Oh, it's gotta be bad.
There's no way.
Bad.
Yeah, I feel like you get 1v3'd off the rip. It's
Yeah, you're just
so
chalk,
what?
right?
Sidebar before we move forward, because that was pretty brief. In terms of hardpoint, bro, we need to get rid of respawn delays, because respawn delays is a lot of the reason why you see these stupid like timing spawns happen. I know it won't help with the mixiness. I think that's just kind of a different conversation. Obviously, the movement is a key factor, but just like when it comes to the fugaze of the spawn system, that is why. Because like if you think of it from like a gameplay perspective, most of the time trades will come right away, but those like respawn like contradicting ticking timers are what are like causing the weird spawns sometimes.
I agree with you that hardpoint should not have a respawn delay, but in this game, the spawns would be worse if there was no respawn delay.
Maybe.
If we had a good system,
the spawn system has to be addressed first.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
I don't think there is a system.
I'm more so saying it adds to it.
It would be horrible.
I just think it adds to the fact that like these like weird like timing spawns of like deaths and kills.
Yeah, 100%.
I just imagine just tacticals forever.
Oh no! I agree. That's a different conversation. Like I said about the movement and like getting the places quicker and stuff.
The big thing too is like, think about this. Only COD that we had no respawn delay in hardpoint was Black Ops 2. Every other COD has had a respawn delay.
Yeah,
and I think the big difference is the distance that you spawned out in BO2 was pretty far. Like you could put team in a deep spawn. That doesn't happen anymore. Like you can't put teams in deep spawns like you used to be able to.
They just start splitting instead.
Yeah. So I think that's a big reason why.
Yeah.
It's just a mix fest nowadays.
Boston fell short. I think they've lost their last 4 series on Lansam. I think that's what you said.
They've got dead last the last 4 majors.
Okay, well that's not good for the Boston Breach. They're gonna have to figure something out. We'll see what they end up doing moving forward. I obviously think they're all really good players. It's just hasn't been working, and they've been making bad decisions. So they're gonna have to figure it out. But
and they're saying they're the bottom of the CDL point standing. So next 2 stages are big. They're going to Cancun instead of going to Champs.
It's a good one, bang. And then we got the next series of the day. We got the LA Thieves going up against the Los Angeles Guerrillas. We got a 3-1 victory for LAG. LA Thieves fall short. We'll take a look here at the score sheet. I mean, Sam, we'll start with you. We are obviously watching with Nate Shot and yourself and Mud Dog. We had the LA Thieves squad in there. What do you think went wrong today for the Thieves? Because they come out hot, Sam, and they win that first map with ease, by the way. They won that Rio hard point fast. They slammed them. And then the rest was history. They got a round 11 map 2. The control, they got bodied. The high-rise control, they just the high-rises have not been good for LA Thieves, Sam. Let's just say that.
Yeah, they've had issues closing in search. They could easily be in winner's bracket right now, 3-0ing phase if they didn't choke a 5-3. They choked a 5-4, second map here. I was pretty harsh on the vetoes. I didn't agree with the map set that LAG ended up getting. They are a very good double high-rise team. Subbase is their favorite hardpoint. Obviously, I don't have the information, nor does anyone in the public, to how practice is going, how the players are playing, what they think how they're feeling going into the map set, sure. But I think anyone that has watched any amount of COD this year can look at these maps and think this is an LAG
but that's the thing,
series.
though.
Yeah, we talked about this.
LAT did beat LAG on these exact maps besides Rio already in the online stage. So the vetoes, with them recently playing them, probably went damn near the same with one map being changed. So
no, I understand that, but you need to, if I'm a player and I see LAG beat FaZe on a high rise pretty convincingly, and then FaZe then slam my team on high rise the day prior to this, I don't really want to play a team that's going to play high rise like that. The way I explained it on the watch party today was they had lost the terminal in the online series to LAG. Yeah. And even if you play terminal again, it goes from a 60-40 to a 70-30, 60-40 to a 90-10. Yeah. Even if you're already not favored to win the game 2, you are not putting yourself or doing yourself any favors giving them an even
I also
better
think
map.
high-rise...
This is, Sam, you and I have talked about this multiple times on this show. This is the classic case in vetoes of, do we go for comfort or do we go to get their best maps out of the pool? And I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I think teams are always very split on that. And I know it's want to kind of, add in the conversation, the context of what Cap said on Twitter, that, they intentionally, they were doing this in the vetoes. And his response to someone when they asked him about playing them on the best maps, he said, quote, because we haven't been good on Karachi control and they ran our world on Terminal S&D a week ago. Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, and for LAG, they've been damn near one of the best, if not the best high-rise S&D team.
They've been good at search in general.
And they've been good at search in general. I think they're on a 4 or 5 spree now. But, they turned up this series. Diamond Con returned to form. We were all talking about how Diamond Con has been struggling in the final stage. Estriel, he's been playing well for this team throughout the stage. And then Fame had a pretty good series as well. So
Estriel's good, bro.
Estriel is
really
He's a shooter. He's been getting better and better throughout the stages, although his team has not been performing well.
I'll put him in CDO caliber.
You put him in CDO caliber? You're going to move him up, Pat? Where'd you have him originally?
I'll move him up.
Challengers calling, I think.
Challengers calling. That was when they were 0-5.
Yeah, he's been playing
sense.
good.
LAG just
move him up a tier, Slay.
I'll say that shit. They're just
better on
suck
land.
at online Call of Duty, but they seem to put it together on land. So,
Pat, you got any thoughts on the series?
I only watched the first map in this one, Tom, and I thought it was going to be a LA Thieves 3-0.
Yeah.
I was in the watch party with you guys. I was like, damn, they smoked them. And then I had a meeting, and I refreshed, Tom, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They happen fast.
Yeah, it very quick. I still haven't seen Afro go positive. I don't believe he can. I think Afro positive is a myth.
He had his moments, but I agree.
Get Afro off the roster,
shoots. Don't get me wrong. He
had his moments today. He did have his moments today.
But we said that. I've said the same thing. Bro, I've said this guy needed to go from the team 100 times, but I was like, I'll give him a search. He's good at search. Today he played in this match. He had a good first map versus the LAG, but after that, it's just it's the same story every time. And it's the same story with this team. It's they're just too inconsistent. Kremp has had a really, really good series versus FaZe, but I didn't think he was going to keep that up. And at the very least, he has the potential to have those series. So he has the potential to have those series, but when it comes to the consistency factor, outside of Dan, you don't really have that with the rest of the team. And then Afro, I guess he does have a little bit of consistency factor because he's just consistently ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, you didn't have to say it like that.
One more thing before we hop into the clips is just if they could have closed either one of these search initiatives, they would have 3-0'd FaZe if they could have closed.
They should have closed this search out.
Even the search today, the landscape of these series is so drastically different. They just couldn't close 5-3 or 5-4.
Yeah, agreed.
That's like we could talk about the vetoes and the maps and all that all we want to, but that was really the issue with both of these series.
And I thought they had it right there on your screen. You saw Dan Ghosty. He makes the play on the round. He gets active. Nate Shot was getting hyped. Ghosty makes the play. They go up 5-4, and then we end up going to around 11 here. And to be honest with you, the one thing I really didn't like about this strat, I liked the strat originally, but they didn't have trophies. So I don't think they should be doing this strat. Right, I don't think they should be going for a bomb plant round 11 without trophies, because as I play it out, you see what happens. Like, they get onto this bomb and just look at all the nades that come flying in. Like, they get the information. They all start bombarding it. Boom, boom, bang, bang. Everything's blowing up in that site, and Kremp goes down. He falls. And now, like, Thieves, they're down a man. They tried to plant with no trophy, and they're trying to make the play now. So, bomb goes down. Afro, he gets the glitch. You guys know after you plant the bomb, you can't slide right away. There's like a little delay. So he gets the glitch. He gets caught on bomb. He's not able to get out of there. I almost think it's a better play when you plant the bomb to stay laid down behind the bomb, give it a second, and then slide out, like pop up and slide out of there. But yeah, he gets stuck. The retake comes in. And LAG, they get the dub here in the second map. Would you have done anything differently here if you're Thieves? I just think you need a trophy for this round.
I would have just changed the trophy, to be honest. I would have just sent someone other than Afro with him to have a trophy on the bomb, and that's pretty much it. I don't even mind the strat. I think getting it down 44 is obviously great if you're on offense, but yeah, getting a first blood nade is not ideal.
Yeah, agreed. Chris, Pat, Ben, any thoughts right there?
No, I think he's summarized it pretty well.
So Thieves end up losing the second map, and then we're tied up at 1, and then we hop into the control. And I just had a control round from LAG just to show you how easily they were winning these O's. And it starts here. You could just kind of see how it all unfolds here. I mean, Thieves, they just had a hard time on high-rise control, man. They weren't getting any map control. They couldn't win around. I mean, they get 3-0'd here, and you can see how LAG just completely breaks apart their setup. You got Afro who chows. He dies. Kremp is able to find one, but it's just that map control. You have Assault, who's top helicopter. He's able to find one. The trades come in. Fame finds a play through the middle of the map, and the kills just go in favor of LAG, and immediately LA Thieves are put in that blender. So not really too sure if there's anything differently to do there from Thieves. I just think they just need to be more cautious, especially when they're running out of spawn and stuff. You have Assault, top helicopter, getting free kills. Fame's running up the middle map for free. I just feel like they need to clean it up a bit. But what do you guys think about LA Thieves and their control?
No, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, like, they just had LAG just had better map control, and I mean, they just got caught with the first blood, and then they got collapsed on. So,
Sam, Pat, Ben, any thoughts?
Not about the control, but some thoughts about.
Kind of just got outclassed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ben. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are after when we get past the clips.
Okay, and then we hop in to the sub base, and right off the rip was just some weird spawns. Boom, boom. You see the spawns come in from LA Thieves. I mean, Sam, I think you said, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that for sure.
You practice these.
But I mean, listen, on the point, I almost feel like at this point, if you're Fame, you gotta. I almost feel like he's got to be reading these. If you don't have a teammate back there blocking and kill, and you know the other team's spawning up, I almost feel like they're going to spawn up there. Like,
wait, back up. How did Estriel end up, like, in the situation he ended up in?
Estriel?
Yeah.
Estriel's pushed out right now, P2. And he's going fucking rogue, too.
Yeah, like, this is a rogue-ass fucking play.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It goes back to what Snoopy did. I don't think him playing for that kill is a bad play. I think it's an important kill. I just don't think you need to run. I don't think you need to push out like that and separate yourself so much. Look how far he is. Look at where he is.
The other side of the map, Tom, is where he is.
Right. You can't help anybody. You can't. There's nothing you can do. Like, I love that he picked up the kill, but he could have wrapped back through mid and got that kill.
To be honest, they just need to have somebody get the Fame, because number 3 goes around, and either way, like, he's taking a 1v1 on the point, regardless if that guy spawns there.
Yeah.
Or he's just going to start, like, blocking and influencing that spawn for his teammate. Like, I'm all for pushing out on rotations, and, like, you have to push out on rotation. You can push out really far on this hill. Like, you can actually have somebody in P2 go to that window looking towards maze and spawn kill them. Like damn near MW2 spawn trap, spawn killing them.
But also, back up a quick sec. How the fuck did they then break this hill again? Back up even farther. How does Diamond Con get 2 fucking kills?
Diamond Con, he hits through left. They're not even looking at it. They line up. He gets 2. I mean, the guy turned around. He went to go throw a trophy in here. They probably needed a trophy, and the trophy player gave it up.
I mean, it's bad comms. You do need to.
I mean, they probably called for a trophy, and the trophy player turned to go throw it, and they got pieced. So they didn't really get much from it. And then we go to the second P4 hill, and this is where LAG just gets a really big break here on LA Thieves. I thought this was, in my opinion, this was the game. We'll tune in and kind of see what happens. But LA Thieves, they rotate to this P4 hard point. This is a very good hill to hold, and somehow, some way, LAG is able to break. And it starts Diamond Con. He takes the water out. He's able to put some shots down into Dan. Dan's trying to stay alive.
They break it.
You said what, Sam?
Adam Assault makes the play.
Yeah, Adam Assault does make a fucking play. He goes all the way around, and he was able to find that guy in the back. He's also giving him that front spawning him deep as fuck. You see how like these immediately flip. I mean, it was good routes from everybody. I like that Diamond Con took the water out, and I like that while Diamond Con's doing that, you have Assault who picks up that kill P5 and takes a route left. Like they're pinching this hill, and if you're LA Thieves, you're probably tweaking. It was a great break from LAG, to be honest. It was a really good. I like the way they played that. If you're LA Thieves, would you have done anything differently, Sam?
It's a callback to the Snoopy point you made from the first series.
Yeah.
Kremp needed to be in a spot to close off the timing that he ended up getting. I think he tried to go top snow to like cut middle map.
I think he is top right now. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and he just got bad timing on Adam. He needs to be playing in a spot to eliminate his timings and be able to help his team. It's just it's the same situation as Snoopy.
Agreed.
He was just too far extended, but he was in the right area.
Yeah, I agree with you on that too. It's like little things, but it's big. You know, these things are big. Like you lose out on a lot of time, and you know, it ended up hurting them here. It was a good break from LAG because they ended up breaking this, and you can see now how this game looks completely different. Now, I thought LA Thieves was going to run away with it, but instead LAG gets the break, and they go on to win this map. So really good plays from LAG. Any final thoughts on the series? I mean, LAG to get the 3-1 victory after the sub-base hardpoint. Ben, I know you wanted to say something. The floor is yours, brother.
I'm gonna actually ask a question to Sam. Like I know Thieves played great. They battled through like a real tough online split, but they got dead last to this tournament. Do you think, considering the next two stages, considering their standing, the position of standings, do you think they need to think about trying to find aggressive sub player they like and think about rotating out Marcus or trying?
I'm gonna say at the very
again?
least. Go ahead, Sam.
I would say yes. I normally am against roster changes in this situation, but I think like we really didn't see enough from the event. Like I think Kremp showed up and played well. He was underperforming online, but he showed up, had a decent series against FaZe. Granted, he kind of got body slammed by LAG, but like he gave me enough for me to like justify his position on the team. Marcus just kind of continued what we were seeing online, and I don't think that he like had a real phenomenal respawn moment for me to like again justify his spot on the roster. So I think that they gave themselves a good amount of wins in the online qualifiers to be okay for like the meantime because we were riding them off pretty heavily. But yeah, to answer your question bluntly, Ben, they need a roster change for Afro.
Yeah, and they're a tough spot.
I want to give out a free bingo card first off. Sam will like this.
Go ahead.
Every time they lose, I just can't help but think, you know, Ghosty, Abuza, Linz, and Gwen. Every time they lose, I'm just reminded. Free space on the bingo card. But I do want to say I think this needs to be a two-person change. I know people are going to say Nasty's good, but I personally haven't seen enough from him either.
You cannot justify that roster change. He played better than Dan did against FaZe.
One series he did. But my problem is
Nasty's been good. Nasty has been very good.
I don't disagree, but my problem is to break into the, you know, what we're trying to say, top four. I mean, obviously top four is probably unrealistic, but like solidified fifth. I think a double upgrade. A lot of these teams have done these one-player moves, and yes, they drop their worst player and get an upgrade, but I feel like not upgrading twice is something that you will regret, especially because the Season 2 to Season 3 roster mania period is most oftentimes the last roster move that matters. We also see with the schedule, there's 11 straight weeks of Call of Duty coming up with no breaks, even with the majors. And so for me, this is like my end-all be-all roster, and I'm going to make the best possible team that I can.
Nasty's been their second best player.
I guess my question is, do you see more upside from Nasty or Crimp? Because me personally, I see it from Crimp.
I don't even know how to.
Well, I personally think
I don't have enough.
At the very least,
quantify an answer for that.
At the very least, when I watch Nasty play, like he puts down a lot of damage in series. Yeah, sometimes his KD is not up there as with Dan's, but like as an AR player, I think your damage numbers matter more than like your KD necessarily does because it just means you're putting down shots, and that's essentially what your AR player does. When a sub has subs should in theory have less damage unless they're just getting a lot more kills. Like they should just have less damage because they're not pre-firing, they're not wall banging, they're not like watching over teammates. Like you look at their kill column way more than I think you look at ARs, and I think at least Nasty, he contributes in that damage category. And I still think
kills. Like most players that you're talking about that are ARs that are putting down damage, like yeah, they have damage, but they're still either a kill leader on the team or up there in kills. Like there's been plenty of times where Nasty has had most damage and third or fourth most kills. Like I guess my point is I'm not seeing the upside that you guys are, even though he's getting damage in the damage column.
I mean, but regardless though, like in my opinion, like I'm not trying to be a hater. I just think Afro in Respawn has been fucking terrible.
Yeah,
so like, I think
he's a guarantee. We don't.
But that's what I'm saying is like you get a better player in that role that is playing more consistently. That could elevate the whole team to improve. And I still think Nasty at least has been enough to be like. They don't have a clear upgrade path for him.
Here's what I think.
Before you go, Ben, Boston did the same thing. They clear path upgraded with ASIM, but they didn't get better. Vegas, they did the same thing. They clear path upgraded with Geo, but they still had a liability on their team. And I know it's a little different, but it's like if you're really wanting to make this stride in the most important roster mania that we're gonna have this season, why not go for gold? Why not make every move?
So you could split the difference.
Upside over Nasty.
I think Crim. I value Crim higher than Nasty, and I think Crimp has a higher ceiling than Nasty. I've seen Nasty play.
But that's also a thing where like.
So then do this. Do this, right? Because you got some time to try this out. You can trial people, but if you're really not committed in doing it, just split the difference, bro. If you're not going to put Jodeci's back in as your aggressive sub player, then he shouldn't be on the roster. Drop Marcus and pick up two people, and then the AR player sits on the bench, and either you rotate him in mid-split or you'd never use him. Like I think that way you at least hold on, you hedge, at least give yourself the option to make the second change if you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably maybe like 2 ARs and challengers at least that I have like on my radar that are probably already going to be scouted by, for example.
We're talking about going to Minnesota. Why not steal him before Minnesota?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like, there's only like 2 ARs I would look at right now that would be like, okay, maybe I can justify dropping Nasty. But like, when you look at it like pound for pound in the challenger scene, like Nasty's up there. So like, your like upgrades when dipping in there are just not. They're not many. So
let me ask you. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah, I don't think so either, though, Sam. I'm just saying.
If they drop Nasty, do you see any other CL team picking him up?
Right now?
No, not right now.
Not right now.
Not yet, no.
To say that I just don't think that he has played poorly enough to, like...
I agree with Sam.
I think, Pat, you're coming from a spot where he hasn't been playing super poorly to be dropped. You're saying that he should be upgraded because there's the opportunity to. Correct?
Yes. I'm looking at this as from a GM standpoint. If I want to improve my team, whether someone deserves to be dropped or not, I'm looking at getting wins in the CDL. And for me, if I see an opportunity to pick a better player up, whether the player I'm dropping deserves to get dropped or deserves a shot, that doesn't bother me. I'm looking at wins. I'm looking at improving. And for me, I'm not going to go and let another roster in the CDL improve their team with a player that could make my team better if I have the opportunity to get them.
I think the only issue, Pat, is that, and we'll probably get to this team in a sec, like there is going to be at least one other team that's making, in that case, an AR change and guaranteeing a starting lineup spot. So it may get a little bit dicey. And the guy they may want may not choose them, and then they're doing a one-person change. I don't know.
But why not try? Why not try? Even if let's say they go for Dylan Rex, he says no, which I think Dylan Rex would be dumb to say no. I think if you're talking about dropping, automatically, if they drop Afro and get somebody better, if I'm any player in the challengers right now, I would pick LAT over any other
ROKKR?
team making changes. Yes, absolutely.
That's a tough one, bro. Actually, I would have said yes like 4 or 5 weeks ago, like after Major 1. I don't know, bro. I think it's actually a very hard change.
Well, let's move on. Unless you guys have anything else to say on the series. Anybody got anything left? Any final thoughts?
Now let's move on. Thieves got some big decisions to make.
Yeah, let's move on to the next series. Before we move on, today's episode of The Flank is presented by Xfinity, the fastest, most reliable internet. Obviously, Xfinity has supported us a ton with The Flank, and we wouldn't be here without them. So huge shout out to Xfinity. Make sure to get a W Xfinity in the chat and show them some love. But let's move on to the next series of the day. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this series, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. This was the Miami Heretics going up against the Carolina Royal Ravens. Let's take a look at the jump scare. Oh, Jesus.
You guys don't even deserve airtime, bro.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what Florida's doing. They're not even competing. They're not even. And listen, Carolina's not. It's not like Carolina's like a top 4 team here either. I mean, they're not. They don't even look like
11th.
Yeah, Pat, they don't even look like they should be here right now with the way they're playing. Like, they don't look – I don't know what happened to these guys. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're going in circles about Miami every time we talk about them. But
I'm not making. There's teams and challengers in that venue this weekend better than Miami.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
I'm not making complete excuses for them because I don't think it would have changed much. But apparently, there was talk of Metals being very sick, and they were thinking about bringing Journey, but ultimately Metals decided to play through it, and they didn't.
Oh, is that what happened? I thought it was just like a big fugazi that never even happened.
No, that was true.
Oh, I
talked to Juan about it.
Yeah, we heard this morning the same thing. So. I mean, but
hopefully he's all right.
Valiant effort, unlucky.
But listen, that's. I feel bad, but like 0-12 map count across 2 events, and even taking this event aside, online the last 2 stages, they're either hot or they are incredibly cold, and there is no middle ground with this team in which they're just like at a level where they're like competing and battling. It's either you're shitting on people or they're getting shit on.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That's tough.
I want to gas up the Ravens here, but at the same time, I just can't because they just played Miami Heretics, and these guys have been like the worst team. On land, at least, in our league. And
I think Clay having a good series is a positive.
Well, yeah, Clay had a great series. He turned back the clock. Gwyn had a phenomenal series. Even though they won, like, the one thing I'll point out is, again, Fellow just, like, having one of those series that he does online where he's just kind of, like, not shooting and just not playing well, even though their team was able to get the dub. So don't know how much we look into that. But, I mean, just... At least on the Fellow front, I'm gonna, we'll keep an eye on them because
confidence boost for the Ravens, bro. This is a confidence series.
They needed it. Yeah, they needed that.
That's it.
And I think Gwyn's been incredible. I think Gwyn's leading the race in Rookie of the Year right now. It's not even so much about just like results and stuff. Obviously, Carolina's not high up in the standings, but I mean, individually, he's been very good for these guys, no matter who they play. I want to show Gwyn some love.
We talk about free spaces on the bingo card. This team should be a free space on any stat sheet, bro. It shouldn't count. Like, these guys are literally bots.
Damn. That's tough. I'm expecting a roster change coming in for Florida.
They need I've said this, bro. They need to blow it up. I know, like, they're probably adamant about keeping their little, like, Spanish camp, but, like, if they want to be a competitive team in the CDL and not host a major and not win a map, like, or host a major and not win a map at their own major.
Bro, not even at their own. They didn't win a map at the first one.
They got to blow it the fuck up. They got to get rid of Eric. I don't know how much stock I'm putting into Metals' sickness because at the same time, he also was like, he didn't play that good online either, but at the beginning of the season, he was really good. Like, we were all talking about how he was a shooter and stuff like that. So
I mean, if he apparently he was really sick though, so obviously, I hope he's okay. His health is the most important thing. So hopefully Metals is doing all right, and it's nothing too serious, and he's doing good. But in terms of Florida, I mean, it's just been looking rough, like you said, Chris, even online, just the whole stage. And they're 0-12 map count with the last 2 majors, 0-12. They have not won a map yet this season on land. And I just think, it's time to make some changes. It's time to stir some things up. If not, they're just going to keep digging themselves a hole, and it's just these guys are going to be completely chalked for the rest of the season.
I just don't know. We're 2 majors in, 2 like cycles in now. What game mode is this team good at? What maps?
Rio Hardpoint was the only one.
Like,
I don't know about top.
But they're just like they don't have like a lane. They don't have like a win condition. They are just hot and cold, and I agree with Tom. They have this big decision to make now with Real probably getting his visa stuff done and being able to come to America. Like they got to figure it out now, or they're not going to make champs.
Can we be realistic though? Like that shouldn't be the end all be all. Like,
100%.
even if he gets a visa and gets on this team, like that's not helping them. I'm sorry, Ben. You're asking what their win condition is. Bro, what you said a week ago was the only way they win is if Real Madrid win or whatever. Like,
Real Madrid,
Miami Heretics.
Yeah,
win.
Like.
I think the only person that's even
they need fucking Jude.
I think the only person that's
I think the
only person that's safe on this roster is Javi, and everyone else once again. You think it's Lucky? Well, Lucky's not bad either.
100%.
Oh no,
Lucky has played the best for these guys stage 2 and is the only one. Javi has had his moments, but Lucky's been their best player.
Yeah,
stage 2.
I agree with him.
Javi's had his moments for sure. Like he's had great maps, but Lucky's been their best player.
Eric played good like the week before this major, and then didn't play that good this one. And obviously Metals kind of had a really bad split. They're so hard stuck on like just everything right now. They're just completely utterly lost.
I just hope they don't go home and make this like dog shit one person change for Real and just like keep it moving. Like they need to have the understanding that like that isn't going to fix it.
I don't think they're going to make multi changes. Yeah, they're going to make one change.
They need
and bring
somebody
Real.
outside of the team honestly needs to be involved in this roster period. Like if the players are involved, I think they're going to do that one player swap, and they're just going to continue to suck.
But when is this franchise like you when they were Florida Mutineers made like the killer roster change? They've gone through so many players.
To be fair, it's a completely different
Is
man.
Ogre
I
2
know.
still their GM?
No,
he's gone. But like,
is he really?
I think he
it's
might.
a completely different organization, bro.
Yeah.
Heretics is
Well, it's not a complete.
Ogre 2 GM of Miami Heretics. He's still GM.
I think Florida Misfit still owns the spot, but Heretics is basically operating the spot on their behalf. So it's possible that, in your point, Ogre 2 might be there as an oversight role just on behalf of the Mutineers. But it is probably likely that the Heretics camp is making all the decisions. And I agree with Pat. They got to have a conversation now about, look, is this full Spanish roster gimmick going to work for us? Are we going to make champs? Or are we just going to embarrass ourselves for the next 11 weeks and then be very fucking sad in July? Or do we want to roll the dice and, trial some players, find some players in the UNNA and just at least give it a go? I don't really know what they're going to do, and they got to make a fucking huge decision here. Or it's donezo.
Agreed. Agree for sure. Sam, to go back to your point with the roster change, they're only going to make one change, and they're just going to pick a Real. That's what's going to happen.
Put it into the universe, maybe.
If they do make more than one change,
just put it out there.
I'll be shocked, Sam, actually, if they make more than one change. I'll be shocked.
I would be too.
Yeah, I think they're going to make the one-person change, and we're going to be like, it's not going to move the needle. And you know what? It's not going to move the needle.
Cycle in someone else like they're the Tiny Terrors, but their team sucks.
They're going to be going to
instead,
Mallorca in July or some
question:
shit.
if they blew up 3, who was the one person you would want to keep? Like the absolute for
Lucky.
sure stays.
Probably Lucky. I mean, Sam seemed to really like Lucky. I mean, I feel like Vickel's been an eye for him. I feel like Vickel's been okay.
I think Vickel, bro, when I watched him play, Vickel's a pretty straight-up player, but, again, with the way they play so aggressive and overchild, I think on, a more structured team, Javi, like you saw with how Florida played at the end of last year, I know a completely different game. I think Javi can do, but if we had to pick one, it has to be Lucky. He's been their best player.
Actually, I just remember, didn't Vickel say in, an interview, these guys are best friends, they go watch movies after they play, and they're just, great for, so one person changed. God damn it.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, like I said, they're going to fucking
like the Tiny Terrors trio. They're just cycling a player.
Bro, they're going to Ibiza in the summer, bro. They're not going to champs. It's over.
They're going to Ibiza. That's insane.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next series of the day. We got the Las Vegas Legion going up against the Seattle Surge. Obviously, Vegas falls short to Toronto, but they come here in the losers bracket and they get a 3-1 victory over Seattle. Let's take a look here at the stat sheet, and yet again, it is a clean red carpet from the Seattle Surge. Attach again, just again and again and again and again and again.
Oh, he's getting a piece of the pie.
Dylan Attach, man, he is on his bullshit right now. He has been playing so good. I thought Nero stepped up today. He played well. Still had a couple moments where he blacked out, but Nero's a good player, but he's got a lot of talent. He just needs to learn little things. When to slow it down, he's got to switch up those gears a bit. But, I mean, Sam, we'll start off with you on this series. Vegas come out. They get the 3-1 victory over Seattle. Seattle continue to struggle. Seattle's another team that I think they're right there with Miami at the bottom. They seem like they're so discombobulated. It seems
worst listening of the year.
Yeah, they're listening. I don't even want to watch it. They weren't even talking. They went to a listen. It was just quiet. It sounded like they didn't have any teamwork, no camaraderie. There's nothing. There was nothing with these guys. I mean, Sam, go ahead. The floor is yours.
I think Dill had a great bounce back from yesterday. I think we were all pretty disappointed with the way he played against Toronto, but he choke slammed Seattle today. And he also said a couple of interesting things in his post-game interview on stage. They were kind of getting ahead of themselves and the way that they were playing Respawn. He just said they were getting super frantic and needed to simplify the game a little bit. And even in the map 1, he said that they continued that trend. So hopefully going forward in the tournament, I know, again, we're all pretty high on them. That might be a problem with their Respawn. They seem to be just a little bit off kilter with that. But another good series from Nero, which is great. Again, I'm kind of just going to echo the point I made yesterday. He didn't play great online, and he's had a couple of really good series, barring some pretty awful plays. But on the stat sheet, he's been performing. And then it was just a pretty collective effort from everyone today.
Yeah, they want to hear the listening, so I'll pull it up. But Chris, what did you think about the series?
In Vegas looked good. Attach played really well. Yeah, Nero played good. I think Gio and Purge contributed. They played fine. I mean, at the end of the day, they're playing Seattle. I mean, I'm curious to see how they're going to keep stacking up in this tournament because I still think these guys are a sleeper team when it comes down to playing these top teams. They obviously had, I think, 3 good maps against Ultra. Granted, they got 3-0'd, so hopefully they keep plowing through this losers bracket until they reach another top 4 team, and maybe we get another exciting match because I think their top 4 matches are pretty much going to be like. I think that's going to be like where we kind of gauge Purge. He already had a rough go of things against Toronto, but like if they make this run right and they play another top 4 team and Purge has another stinker and these guys obviously can't push over that hump, then they're probably going. If I were them, I would probably be looking at some sort of a change in the future, just to push them over that edge.
Ben, what about you? What did you think about the series?
Well, Seattle is fucking chalked. I don't really want to spend too much time talking about that.
Yeah, they're chalked.
Dylan, good rebound from yesterday. We got to tip that. Obviously, Nero still has shit to work on. And I agree with everybody about Purge. Like, they have a big series coming up against Carolina tomorrow. Want to see him show up in that one because I think for me, Vegas for me would be the favorite team in that matchup. But if he has a slow one, then even though Vegas has played so good in this split, they may also be looking to make a change to get to the next level as a squad.
Yeah. Agreed. Pat, we'll get your thoughts right after the listening. Let's tune into the Seattle Surge listening and see how they sounded.
On the left is pushing, guys. I'm gonna reflip this.
Ice cream. Never is ice cream, okay?
Yeah, what's P3 guys on me?
Never is ice cream.
Is it in cafe?
I'm weak from my tank. Okay.
Chris on me. I keep playing on
Nero's ice cream pillar. I don't know where you
Basically a tie game, by the way.
Yeah.
Leave this guy on the left.
I'm already here.
He's still back. We got time. Make sure we need back.
Got him on the left. I got our left. I need help.
He's back. Yeah, we're taking back. Two ticks off. He's low on.
ACD perk.
Go under it with me.
ACD perk. He's like rails.
I'm pushing fast, bro.
No, back cafe.
Yeah, he's gonna be cafe fast.
We gotta play aggressive on this.
He's in rugs.
Stop a less playing streets.
He's in rugs, guys, okay?
Yeah, one straight menu, guys. Ask for PT.
He's dead. Blood was behind us, guys. Back gas, he's 1 HP. Okay, back gas 1 HP.
Bottom blue near.
Dead.
I'm spawning out.
Back gas again?
Yeah, back gas. That's one P2.
Wait, one guy dark on me. Last guy's on time.
Yeah. I blocked P2, bro. I don't know where they might be.
You're in bottom blue.
Gas on you.
Bottom blue, I need help.
Yeah, I'm trying to go fast.
Dude, in back gas, top gas.
On time.
And that's going to do it for listening with Seattle Surge. What do you guys think?
I'm sorry for bringing it up.
Yeah, it's okay. I just
I'm
felt like
sorry.
they were. You want to know what it is? It's just like, I don't know. There's just no passion. It just seems like they lost their passion. At least we're Illy going, yo. At least he had some fucking passion in there. At least Illy really.
We want the yo-yo-yos.
No, I definitely do not want the yo-yo-yos. I'm just saying, at least we got some passion from them.
You can say the passion wasn't there, but it just sounded to me like they were in a 2v2.
Hook had a little passion.
There was 2 teams there, and 2 of them were talking to each other, and the other 2 were talking to each other. And it's like they ignored what the other 2 were saying. It's like Brezzy and Abuza are sitting there small talking, like calming, like it sounds like they're on the same wavelength. And then on the other side, it's like Hook and fucking Arcides are just on a completely different one, where they're just completely separated, and there's just no cohesion in terms of like, I don't know, like the information they're reiterating to each other on the map.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Pat, what did you think about the series?
It's just sad. It's just sad, Tom. It makes me sad.
Does it, Pat? Does it actually make you sad?
It does. It does. Because this team is compromised.
Yeah.
They've been compromised, and they're not making changes, so they're just suffering through. They don't say anything. We don't know what's going on in their camp. They're just complete dead silence, and they just are getting smoked. And I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't even know what they can do. This team is just it's over. Like this, there's no fix.
I
for
feel
this
bad. I
team.
feel bad for him too. I feel bad for him.
I'm blowing up the whole thing. I might keep Hook. Maybe keep Abuza if you want him to run main. I would absolutely not keep him in the role that he's currently on. And yeah, it's just a full rebuild. Get the best players you can in challengers, and try to make the most of this year. But like from what I've seen, this franchise cannot run a CDL team. Period.
Yeah, it seems a little chalked for the Seattle Surge. I do got one clip, or I got a few clips from the series. One of them was right here on the P5. I mean, this was a big opportunity here for Seattle to lock down some time. You can see how Vegas was able to break. It starts with Brezzy over channeling tunnel here. And he ends up dying. Actually, somebody dies top P2 as well. So it was Hook who was top P2. He died bottom P2. Did he challenge that with a sub?
Oh, that would not surprise me. Let's take a peek.
Did Hook just challenge bottom P2 across tunnel? Did he challenge Purge with a sub here? I think he did. And then Purge killed him with the MCW, got the entry. Now Brezzy's like, fuck, my guy just died P2. He turns around, and then he dies by Nero because they come through garage. And then boom, 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 Seattle Surge fall apart on one of the hardest hills to break. And then then they come in, and then look at this shit. Then they all come here. Kyler streaks when he's got one guy super out of the play. He's obviously out of the play. And then both players die here when the streak's in the air. So both players that were in the play go down, and they just waste the streak.
Can we back up? Just let's double before we start slandering Kyler for the first life, because the second life, well, let's double check and see if we spot if he actually does have a sub in his fucking hand.
I mean, there he is running around right there. You see him running? Look at him. Look at him running over there. What's he got over there? It's a sub. He's got a sub in his hand. He's running around with a sub. He's moving too quick, I think, to be running MCW. Right? Anybody else want to chime in? Is that a sub or an AR?
I mean, he's got
Dog shit chow.
Kyler never has an AR.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. That's true.
Unless he has it in his back pocket, right? Like
He could have a sniper rifle. I don't give a fuck. The fact that he just died right there.
He has an AR. He just got to kill an AR.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he just got to kill an AR.
He probably has both. He probably picked it up and has it back pocket.
Why not just go top P? Why not just go top P2 there and go on the nastiest head glitch in the game?
Kyler's probably the worst person to have an AR because you know he's just challenged.
Fuck what gun he has, bro. He could have the longbow from the shit that happened. He better go
That's
top
crazy.
P2 and hold tunnel, bro.
That longbow's fucking insane.
You know Kyler's always on his ABCs, bro. It's always a big challenge.
Then after this, second P3, P4, and P5, Vegas beat them to rotation on all three hills, and they just mopped them in the second rotation. It was just Vegas staying ahead of the game, beating them to every hill, and honestly just outplaying Seattle here in the first map. It was good plays from the Vegas Legion. You saw Dylan right there; he was double positive, doing his fucking thing. And then we move on to a clip here in the search. This was the 5-3 round, and this was the one map that Vegas lost. I just don't understand their setup here. What do you guys think about their setup here after they get the bomb down? I wasn't a big fan of it, just for the sole fact.
Get to my boy Nero?
Yeah, nobody was helping Nero. Like, nobody was here. Like, I thought, and I actually like the take that Nate Shot said on the show. Like, you have to push out a lane here. Like, you have to either push out their side or push out back to blue, one or the other. But with Nero already hot, I think the best play there is to everybody just push through their side. Like, get hot, push through their windows, trade those kills, and call it a fucking day. But instead, I thought their setup was kind of shit right there. What would you guys have done?
Yeah,
I think
got the Nero.
Exactly what you described there. Like, at least give yourself an opportunity to get trades. You get yourself singled out in this map with the infinite fucking sightlines. Like, good luck actually forcing a trade, and then
Like even right here, Geo shoots, whatever. I think Geo should run to Dylan. I think Dylan and Geo should push this out. I think they should run out blue together, get to Nero, and push through. And Nero does a good job. He gets the bomb down. He stays alive. He finds one. I mean, Nero is trying to do everything he can here. But just a little bit of a misplay there. I thought that was a mistake there from Vegas. They were actually bringing this map back, and if they would have won this offense, I think they would have maybe brought this to around 11. So I thought that was a pretty big round. Alec also had a really big map number 2. Alec went crazy in the map 2. So good job there from Alec. Got to show some love to Seattle any way we can. Good job from Alec there, and then this is the offense that Vegas was able to win here. On the control, which I think just stems from nobody from Seattle even being here. Just rewind it back a little bit, see how this all sets up. Brezzy gets a 2-piece. You can see it starts. You got Purge in the middle of the map. Everybody goes down, but Vegas, they know a couple people are over towards that B side of the map, so I think they just use their info. Abuza goes fucking rogue and challenges off of A. He dies. They know 2 guys are B. Vegas do a good job here utilizing their info, because they knew where they were on the map, and they used good teamwork. Somebody must have made a call, and I really like the play call here. To just go straight to A. It's obviously the hardest point to cap. and they were able to get it. I mean, Seattle, they kind of get put in the blender here. It was Purge who gets on the point and starts popping pieces. So really good plays here from Purge. I think Purge has been having a lot of moments this week, so far this weekend too, in the last couple of series where. He's been shown. I think one thing with Purge is like he has a hard time getting kills sometimes, but at least he's making good plays and making the right plays.
He's always in the right spot.
Yeah, he's always in the right spot, and he makes unselfish plays. Like he does have a good COD IQ. I think it's just sometimes he has a hard time getting kills.
He's shooting the gun sometimes or getting caught sprinting or something.
Yeah, which maybe over time he'll get better at. But yeah, this.
Well, they may not have the luxury of time there, but
Yeah, and then Sam, we've talked about this on the control, but just pushing through front and trading the kills front and just getting him out of ice cream, getting him out of broken. Is probably the best way to cut the B point because I think Matt said it during the watch party. Like, man, I think B's hard to get too. Like once you get A, but I definitely think it's a lot easier to get B than A. And I think the best play you do here is just push through ice cream, work trades front, and just get on the point.
B's only really hard when they start getting pushed up into ice cream. Like if they're that far deep, it's hard. But when like where Seattle was, like they didn't really have any control.
Yeah.
Up forward, it's a lot easier. If you can get that tank on the offensive side, like you have a chance.
Yeah, I agree. So Vegas ended up winning that offense, and that's the offense they needed to win that map. And then we go into the last map, or the fourth map here. Some of us are thinking Seattle might have an opportunity here to bring it back, but I love the play from Nero here. Look at number 8 on a mini map. He ends up hitting a little pinch here. He's going to find 1 on the pinch, find 2 on the pinch, and that's just going to completely open things up now. Now they have to turn. Dylan's able to find Brezzy after he turns. Nero finds a 3rd. Nero really stepped it up here. Finds a 4th as well. Absolutely shits on him. Great pinch from Nero. That's what you want to do when you're breaking hills. You want to try and play spoiler there. That's one thing Nero does very well is getting kills. So really, really good plays there from Nero. I thought it was a good break. I don't know if you're Seattle. Just don't get shit on watching the pinch. I think somebody was looking at it, and he just lost the fight. I think Nero, somebody was looking at it, right? Let me see. Let me run it back real quick. Yeah, they were looking. No, they miscom. They fucking up. These motherfuckers are fucking up.
Listen, no. I complained. Listen, I don't know if y'all remember the Vanguard fucking watch parties, and I used to complain about Kyler being the last person off a spawn and not watching the fucking pitch. Tom, who was the last person off a spawn here?
It was Kyler.
And you know what he didn't do?
This goes back to
he gave it up last second too. Look, last second he gave it up.
Yeah, but that's also like he should definitely watch the pinch there. But a lot of this is also could potentially be a product of the fact that Vegas wins in 10 seconds and they're like pushed up front. So like, yeah, watching the pinch is ideal, but at the same time they don't really have the luxury to kind of like trust that they're going to hold this.
Nah, bro. It's 186 to 240, bro. We've seen way crazier comebacks than this.
I'm saying
you
no,
get a
but
good
I'm saying
hold
they,
here,
but
Chris,
that's
and
what I'm saying.
back.
Like this guy's already pressured and he has no help. So like, look, I'm not defending not watching the pinch. I'm just saying Vegas needs 10 seconds to win. Like this shit's chalk. Like
I know, but you know that people are gonna like put pressure at the courtyard.
Yeah, I get it.
Like you still gotta listen. I know it's pressure.
Still gotta look at it.
Kyler's not a rookie.
Second,
He's been around for a very long time. You gotta trust your teammates.
Yeah, you definitely have to look at it. You definitely have to go take info on it because if you see no one, then you can give it up because you know that if they do pinch late, it's going to be like a pretty long route. So like,
but you're perfectly described this fucking Seattle team, bro. They are a reactive fucking team. They do not know how to control the map. They do not know how to control the game. They don't know how to let the game be easy and come to them. They're always just. That's a good reaction.
Is that Captain Price?
It's Captain Price, bro. Look at this guy.
Captain Price. We got Mama Tatch there on the screen.
And Alicia. Shout out to the Dylan group, to the Dylan attached group over there in the front row.
Seattle's a reactive team, and I don't know what the fuck they're going to do after this event because it was a fucking disaster of a stage, and they have some big decisions potentially to make.
Yeah, we also have Kenny in the chat. Shout out to Optic Kenny. He said it's the worst way to lose. Yeah, if you get 3-piece on the pinch, yeah, that's a dagger for sure.
I can't tell you the amount of times I heard that shit. If we lose to the pinch, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, nah, you can't be losing to the pinch, bro. And then, I mean, you guys got any other final thoughts on Seattle and Vegas?
Please blow it up, Seattle. You suck.
Hey.
I have a sneaking suspicion this Seattle team might just make no changes. We might be pretty upset next week. I don't know,
we're
bro.
stage
I don't
2,
know.
and we already hit the point where we need to stop covering.
Yeah, if they don't make a roster change, bro, we gotta skip every series.
We're
they
boycotting.
play.
I'm down for the boycott. Let's fucking go.
Okay, we're boycotting.
We're boycotting, baby.
All right, let's move on to the last series of the day. This was the Minnesota ROKKR going up against the Los Angeles Guerrillas. Yes, Pat, go ahead.
Before we get into this one, I want to ask, why do you think these guys are so ass online, but a different team entirely on land?
I think it's mental.
Because I have my suspicion, but I want to know what you guys think.
I think a lot of it's mental. Whenever we watch their online games or just in general when they struggle, they just have like a lot of blackout moments, and it just feels like they're not being very, like they're missing the details. It's like
Do they play from LA?
No, they're
in Texas.
triple,
in Texas?
They're triple
Okay.
Texas, and Estrio I think is in NC. So I just think it's a lack of focus, bro. I feel like they play their matches like they're scrimming. And there's just times where they just have like mental like collapses because it doesn't seem like they're focused. But like the way they've played on land, and at least the way they're playing now, it just seems like there's so much more intensity. There's so much more aggression. They're just being way more proactive. Like I don't know what it is.
I'll
it
be
seems
honest.
like they play completely different
I think
God.
everything revolves around Estriel on this team. I think Estriel's fucking him on this team. I feel like he's the playmaker here. They play
he's
around
been
him.
that player this stage, but they also like, dude, the reason they're also elevated now is like in that first series that they won, it was Diamond Con that stepped up a lot, and Diamond Con was their star player in the first stage, but this stage he was fucking quiet as hell. I think Assault played really well this series, but he's been quiet pretty much like both stages in terms of like his performances. He's had like a couple good maps here and there, and then Fame also been wildly inconsistent. So I mean, I think this team, if they obviously if they want to keep this run, like Diamond Con, Estro have to keep form, and then Assault and Fame just have to continue to keep stepping up if they want to make any.
You guys want to know what I think?
Run.
Yeah, what do you think, Pat?
I think they're ass online, Tom, because they do not have Xfinity internet. And if they get Xfinity internet, Tom,
They'll
I
be good.
think this team would turn it around.
I agree, Pat. I agree.
Wow,
so
what a fucking plug.
I think that's a very serious problem with a lot of people online is that their internet is not good, Pat. And they need the fastest, most reliable internet. And luckily, Xfinity is there to help you guys get that. So make sure to give a huge shout out to Xfinity. Sam, what did you think about the series? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much everything you guys have said. Assault is actually
Assault played
playing
well.
Call of Duty.
Assault fucking fried this series.
He did
That's
fry
right.
the series.
I haven't said that in a while. I've said, he played okay. No, he fried. Everyone fried, though.
He shit on him for sure. Their S&D has been great. That's the thing that he kind of mentioned in his post game. Their S&D has been really, really good going back to the FaZe series online. Estriel continuing to pluck and play out of his mind, and I think it is a mental thing, man. I think it's confidence. I think they don't, maybe they feel like they're at a disadvantage online. I mean, my LAT team was the exact same fucking
They're a
way.
triple Texas team, and one person is like southeast. Like, it's hardly a disadvantage, in my opinion.
I don't think it's a disadvantage. I think it's. I would agree. It's more of a mental thing, but they just look decisive, man. Diamond Con played like stage 1 again.
Yeah, here's a little highlight from Diamond Con as well.
See.
Look at this right here.
They look like a
I also think
Gorgeous.
like just obviously having a dog shit stage like that online is not a good thing, but I think it probably just really changes it changes your mental like going into a LAN event because you know that like you essentially have nothing to fucking lose. Like you have nothing to prove to anyone but yourselves, and like it's almost like a back against the wall type of thing where like like you just had the worst possible stage. Everyone thinks you're ass, and like it just kind of like it could motivate these people. I know Connor, and Connor's a very prideful person. So like obviously like this guy is coming into this like event with like everything to prove, like not only to himself but to everybody else, because he had a really good stage 1, and like then everyone stopped talking about him. So like he's coming in with a lot of fire.
They got to take advantage of this because most of the time with teams when this happens, you really get one whack at this, like using that card, and after you get diminishing returns. We traditionally seen that in COD when it happens.
Yeah, I'm still obviously. I was talking about it on our watch party. The one thing I always say about LAG is I think their map vetoes whenever they play series are good. They have a deep map pool from what they play because all their series are so diverse in my opinion. So that's one thing they got going for them, because if they can retain like this type of form, like they actually have a surprisingly deep map pool where if they do play some top teams, if they show up, like they can potentially cause an upset like they did online versus FaZe. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. like them playing this well is insane.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
FaZe, listen, to be fair, the FaZe series, FaZe picked teammate and picked sub base. They pick any other map. and I think they went through
I
one.
get it, but I'm just saying in
Yeah.
general, like it's they have a pretty deep map.
I want
so
to real
we'll see how they
quick.
go.
I don't want to pour this on the floor, but I'm pouring one out. You know, Big Wake's been in the league for a while. Hold down a
Get
starting
him
spot.
off the fucking
what?
team.
Get him
Four
off.
seasons now, but it's
You guys see
over,
what
bro.
ROKKR tweeted?
It's over, bro.
I think ROKKR tweeted foreshadowing this rostered move. Did you not see it?
Now, what do they tweet?
I'll bring it up. They tweeted some gifts out.
Dude. Nah, that's fucking crazy.
Oh,
That's
hell
insane,
no.
bro. That's crazy, bro. I wonder if, I don't know. You said he had KT tape on his hand? Maybe, I
No,
don't know.
he had KT tape like all down the inside of his arm.
I wonder if he's having problems. Hopefully he's not. I mean,
He has gone.
sure every player has problems a little bit.
He's gone like 4. I saw a tweet that he's gone like 4 or 5 consecutive series with the negative KD, and he's only gone positive in a very small number of their series this year. Like,
Dude, we used
I don't want
to
to say, bro, you can't wait anymore. We're halfway through the season.
We
It is what it
used
is.
to cook Wake for having a 1.2 permanently, and
Yeah.
this guy can't buy one. He is dog shit. Sorry for
jeez.
being blunt about it,
Sorry
bro.
for
but, like,
cussing.
holy shit, man. Like, we've every fucking series, dude. I look at the scoreboard and this guy is a 0.8. At like, it's an AR game. We flamed him for kill horning for 4 fucking years.
Yeah.
It's criminal.
Yeah, no,
I
I
don't
agree.
understand, bro.
At this point, I'm like,
and
yo,
chat's-
don't
dude,
even worry about making the right play. Just get some kills, bro. Get us some
Chat
kills.
spamming sound EQ, he can't, like, that can't only be the reason.
Yeah, there's
right?
no way. There's no way.
There's no way, bro.
He just got, I think at this point,
There's
look,
no
I
way.
would not fully drop him because there's a chance he goes to challengers,
I would.
finds it. Yeah, but I still.
Ben, he has zero
I
redeeming
would.
game mode. He
I
can't
know.
go positive.
Listen to me for a second. You can still retain him as your sub. You still want to be able to have the rights. If he starts frying in challengers, starts dropping, I don't know, 1-3s
If
again.
he starts frying in challengers, he's staying in challengers. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, but let's be smart here for a second.
Damn.
Like, let's be smart for a second. Like, I think they should move him to the bench. I think he's got to play challengers to find his confidence, and they got to bring someone in. I would not
But Ben,
fully
it's
release
the same
him.
question.
I
Do
would
you
not fully
see
release
one
him.
CDL team picking him up.
No.
No, but that's why you should keep him because for now there's no demand
Why
and you
is
still
that?
have his
Why
rights.
should
That is
keep
the
him?
exact opposite
No,
reason.
no,
Yeah,
you
if there's
guys-
no demand, you have no risk. You get
Yeah,
rid
but
of
then
him,
there's
you can bring
eventually
him back if you
okay.
want.
So you got to think 3 steps ahead. There's no demand now, so you're not under pressure to release him. You can retain his rights, and if there starts to be that
Oh, you don't want
demand,
his rights.
You guys don't understand the bigger picture. I'm
I
playing
get
out
what
here.
you're saying.
Like,
I get what you're
like
saying.
there's still
I
an
do.
opportunity
I
to
don't
find his
wanna waste
confidence.
money
I get
on
what he's
someone
saying.
I know
I
is
get what
He's
he's
trying to find he may find his confidence again. Like there definitely is a level that we can see him get to. Now, even when he was dropping those 1-2s and 1-3s, we were complaining about him not making plays for the win and all that
I
shit.
hope so, but he's not playing it for my
But
team.
if I were the GM of ROKKR right now and the G2 and they've got a lot of money, if money's not an issue, I don't think releasing him from his contract would be the smart decision. I think you move him to the bench. You figure out how to get him on a good team on challengers. Tom, FC Black. Like if you guys are losing players, Wake probably a player you look at, and you see if he can get his confidence back.
So
And you
you're
see how
just
the season
gonna
goes.
light money on fire.
They
to
may not
hope
give a
that
shit.
Player,
I hate this
but
fucking
listen,
argument, Pat. I hate
You're
it.
gonna light money on fire.
Who
to hope
cares?
for a player
Bro, who cares?
that sucks? Get his confidence
I
back.
hate this.
Possibly.
Bro, I hate
Somebody
this.
bring up Seattle being a
Bro,
bad org.
I
That's
hate
how
this
conversation-
fucking
that's how this
argument.
Yeah,
conversation is
well,
going.
let's-
Bro,
Ben, what do you think about Seattle's business practices?
This isn't. They don't have public. They're not a public company with fucking shareholders that they need to make revenue for, bro. They're in the business to win championships, and sometimes you're going to spend
And
a lot of
make
money, and spend a lot of
They're
money
in
and
the
not win.
business to win, make money.
You guys are
Like,
stressing
what?
Tom out. He's hitting the vape.
That's just
I lost it.
that's it's not how sports work, bro. In business, yeah, I would agree for you and all that shit, but like in
And what do you
sports,
think
like
about
you
the
guys.
Vegas Legion?
I don't think releasing him is a smart play because I think he can find his level
We know,
again.
Ben. We know.
And I think you're all wrong.
They're
So
not.
I'll
They're
leave
not.
it at that.
No one's picking this
They don't
man
have shit,
up,
man.
dude. I
Ben
don't
thinks
care how
everybody-
Then
good
great.
he
Then
is.
you can
I
hold
actually
him
don't
out.
think your take is a bad take.
I don't think it's a bad
What
take
do
either.
they do after he's off the team? Get him off the team.
That's why no one's paying Pat
Start
the $3
someone
million over
else.
3 years, bro.
All right, let's
Start
take a look at
somebody
this
else.
fucking P2 because how the fuck did Minnesota not hold this? This was a huge break. This is where Minnesota's supposed to bring this back and tie up this game. It starts with a trade coming in from Linz. The next spawn comes up garage here.
Look how patient they play this.
Okay? And you can see LAG. They slowly work kills. Now, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think Big Wake needs a chow, bro. You're
Needs to
top
shoot his
P2.
gun.
Brother, chow these guys. They're all pushing. Bro, if you die, you die. You got to try and get some kills here. If all your teammates die around you, you are fucked. So just try and help them. Like, just peek out the window. Worst case scenario, they pick up your trades and they'll get in the hill. But instead, he doesn't peek. Then he peeks too late. He doesn't get any kills. And look, he's got players.
Lynn's got them a bailout two-piece.
Yeah,
And then Astro just shit on them.
Oh, yeah, he got stunned.
It's like, how did they get into that hard point? That should never happen, ever.
They also threw a god. Like, who threw the stun in the window there?
I don't know, but I know for a fact Lamar tweaked right here, bro. There's no way he didn't tweak, bro.
Lamar wasn't
Nah, this got to be pulled up on a VOD later, bro. This got to be pulled. I know Lamar's losing full. I've teamed
They're
with
not
Lamar.
watching VOD. They're a new team.
Yeah,
So
I
this
don't
is the
know
old
what.
us. We
They
don't
might be
care.
at the fucking bar already. You know what I'm saying? Fucking talking to new teammates or something.
Talking to Dylan Rex.
But holy fuck. And then we go over here, and once again, LAG works a break onto the Minnesota ROKKR. I mean, you can see the setup here from Minnesota. You can see what they have, and just take a look here and see. Now, right here, I think Linz and Lamar need to challenge something together. Are we challenging mid-stairs, or are we challenging back alley? What are we challenging here? Because Lamar challenges back alley. Look, he goes nuts. Hey, you don't. He jumps the corner. He gets traded. Linz is challenging front. Push something out.
Separate one-on-ones.
Once number 8 spawns forklift, like where they're like, you know, they are coming from both sides. You need to
Push
get
it.
the fuck off and play for a bailout.
100%. You need to pick a
The
side.
fact that Linz has the most kills in the lobby, though, is impressive when he doesn't have an AR doing shit for him.
Yeah, he was popping pieces. He was getting let down a couple
He had a
times.
good event, even though they got pooped on and he had a bad like online stage. I feel like Lynn's definitely didn't return fully to farm, but he was.
By the way, Sam, in Modern Warfare 2, Awakening went positive in 85% of all the series he played. He was number 1 in the CDL for most positive. In Modern Warfare 3, he's went positive in 15% of all series played, and he's second last.
And
in
that
the league.
equals 100. Look, that's what it.
There's a team.
what it
Listen,
is, man.
there's a team that a one-person change might honestly like be the best shit of all time. So I'm really curious to see what Minnesota do, because if they stick together, they are smoking the. I want to know what Papania they be smoking to
Yeah,
stick
me
together
too. I
after
want
this shit. It's got to be the best shit of all time.
Okay, and let's take a look at some of the matches tomorrow. It's obviously been a long day, so we can zoom through these predictions and give our quick thoughts. We got
Finally,
5
the
matches
tournament
tomorrow.
starts tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be fucking lit. I
Gonna be an
cannot wait.
absolute movie.
This is gonna be fucking crazy. We got the Carolina Royal Ravens going up against Vegas, New York against Atlanta FaZe, and Optic Texas against Toronto. So the top 4 teams are battling it out. This is what we've all been waiting for. Ben, let's start things. Were you gonna say something?
Yes, I'm also watching FaZe CS in the morning too. It's
Oh,
gonna
they're
fucking
playing
like-
tomorrow morning? Oh,
Yeah.
phenomenal. Shout out to the FaZe CSGO team. But Ben, let's kick things off. Carolina, Vegas, who do you got?
I got Dylan Attached getting
So
another
do I.
piece of the pie tomorrow against Carolina Ravens. I'm gonna say 3-1.
I got 3-1 Vegas as well. Chris,
I got Vegas.
Pat,
Vegas.
Sam.
Vegas as well, but I will add, spicy side note, Gwyn called these guys dog shit and said he was the best player
This
in the
is
lobby
true.
online.
This
Yo,
is true.
I just
Listen-
saw something before we go into the next series. Can we bring this up, Tom? Do you have Twitter on that computer? Are you able to bring up?
Yeah, I
something
can bring up a
send you?
tweet. Yeah, sure. From who?
No, it's a clip that I'm DMing you. I don't know if you're able to see that.
Yeah. Can you DM it to me on Discord?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, you just
'Cause
DM it
I'm
to me on
actually
Discord. I'll pull
really
it up.
curious, bro. This is weird. I'm gonna put it in the. Do I have you added?
Just put it with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
live with Zuma text chat.
Yeah, or if you wrote, if you right click,
I don't have that text chat.
No, just
if you
Friends
right click live with ZooMaa, you can open chat. Can you do that? And put it right there
Where
or
do
no?
you see chat at?
You just right click
it's the
live
name
with
of the
ZooMaa at
channel.
the top above
It's
your
like,
name,
well,
Pat.
I'm
You hit
Oh,
right click
yeah,
it, you hit
yeah.
open
I
chat.
don't have permissions.
Oh, you don't have permissions?
shit.
Okay, well just drop it in my chat. Drop it in the Twitch stream.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
What am I doing? I'm standing because I've been sitting all
Bro.
day.
Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
like.
You've been
I
sitting
don't
here
like
for
sitting all
12
day.
fucking hours.
And my
These like
ass
these
hurts,
these
bro.
chairs these sofas, they're low, so like your knees get like propped up unless you sit all the way back, and at that point you're basically laying down.
Chris also just ready to rave again, to be fair.
Pat, so
want from me,
what is
bro?
this, Pat? What is this?
This is from the Ravens vs. Heretics series. Watch the clock at the top. Have y'all ever seen this?
Okay.
Just stare at the clock in this control.
Okay, 1.2 seconds left on the clock. Okay.
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
It went
did it
up.
go to 1.6?
Why did it go up?
It-
What the
it-
fuck?
It may actually have been.
Miami would have won the round if they had that extra point forward.
Wait, what?
Yeah, what the fuck is that? I didn't even notice that.
Could just be like a weird game engine thing, or maybe like it was wrong, it corrected itself, or maybe it, like I don't know, maybe it
No,
did.
it might have been.
seconds.
It might have been 1.6, and there's a lot of weird clockcaster bugs, and I wonder if it was like 1.6 or 2.0, and the math is just off on it.
Replay.
Yeah, that's a weird.
very
that's a weird.
Free
That's a weird
play.
one. I love
Get
the
it back in
infinite
the
dev.
venue,
With the
maybe.
function
Do
on
we
there.
all have Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we got New York Subliners going up against Atlanta FaZe. I got Atlanta FaZe 3-2. It's going down to the wire tomorrow. I think it's going all the way to them at 5. Who do you got, Ben?
I'm gonna say New York 3-2.
Ooh! You motherfucker! You betrayed us!
Yeah, tough scenes, but
Go ahead, Chris. Who do you got?
I mean, like, this could go either way, but I'm going to stick to my guns and how I, anticipated the event. I thought I had New York potentially placing higher than FaZe, so I'm going to go with New York.
Sam?
I have FaZe in my finals,
phenomenal.
so I'm gonna take FaZe here. I hope to God they do not play as shitty as they did yesterday, though. This would be a boring series.
Okay, Pat, who do you got?
I'm gonna go FaZe.
Alrighty, then we got Optic Texas going up against Toronto Ultra. I actually think Optic's going to get the W here against Toronto. I think Optic's been looking a little bit better. I think stage 1, it was Toronto. I think stage 2, Optic, they're 8-0 right now. They've been in a crazy momentum. I think they got good confidence. I think this might be where they take them down. I'm going to go Optic Texas 3-2. I can see this one going down to the wire as well. Who do you think, Ben?
Toronto game 5.
Game 5 Toronto. Who do you got,
Yeah.
Chris?
Again, same way I had it. My ELOs for stage 2, I had Optic and New York at the top, so I'm going to go with Optic over Ultra.
Sam, who do you got?
Optic game 5.
You got Optic game 5 too. Pat, who do you got?
I got Ultra in an absolute respawn sweep.
So what, a 3-1?
Yeah, 3-1, all respawns.
Alrighty, Benji.
And we also agree that the top 4 teams will make it through losers bracket games
They should.
tomorrow to get to top 4.
Unless
whoever's in
LAG,
top four.
LAG just goes.
Look at these two.
Unless
look at these
LAG
morons
just goes
going.
berserk, dude.
Yeah, look at these. Look at these morons on a Carol. Look at these
He
morons.
should be
Look.
at the bar scheming right now. What is he doing?
They look like GTA NPCs.
No, dead
in the
ass. Look
street.
at Z Carbone. Look at him. Look at this guy. Mr. Z Carbone. Okay, it's the underboss. The ZooMAFia. Trying to.
Oh, Chris was
better
on
knock,
cam. Is he
better
on?
knock
Did
out
Chris
Benji.
change?
Can you hear me now?
Yep,
We're
I
good?
hear you. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen,
Chris
can we
did
give
a
it up for
backstage
Benji to
change.
see? Can we give it up?
No, don't hand me this. I want to putt, not fucking chip in.
Make some noise for
For
Benji.
funsies. That's
He's
why.
got those new Flink sweatpants on, guys. The merch will be dropping tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. The items are very limited. You should get them within a week as well. We have all the product in-house, so we don't need to wait for it to be produced and shit. I know past drops take a month or 2 to get. You should get it within a month, or you should get it within a week here. But keep in mind, guys, limited pieces. They could sell out fast. So be ready for that, man. Ben's gonna step up to the plate, and he misses the
No,
ball.
wait.
And he misses the ball.
What's the rule? It hit the cup. What's the
Wait,
rule?
there was gold.
What do you mean? What's the rule? You gotta get it in the cup.
I kind of
Wait,
died
there
in the
was
cup.
12 mil
Wait,
on
I'm gonna do
Ben
it again.
missing.
Hold on. I'm gonna do it again.
Go ahead, do it
Yeah, it don't
again,
matter.
but it
You
might be
already
chalk.
know.
No,
You
I thought
already
it was just
missed
hitting the
it.
cup.
All right, go ahead, do it again. Go
There
ahead.
was
Okay. I know this
12
rule.
mil
I had a
on
heart
him
attack.
missing.
That's fucking insane.
I told y'all he had a loaded ball at
heard
his
that.
house.
Yeah, now he's
I'm
stressing.
telling you, Pat, that indented mat is
Yeah.
a sleeper, bro.
Yep. He's cheating at his house.
Benji misses it yet again. Oh man.
Not a
Cheating
land.
at his
Oh man.
Bro, Ben's not a
Wait, can I
land
make it
putter.
in between the legs? Let's give it.
Oh
Not a
man.
land
Can I do it in
putter.
between the legs putt?
Oh
Ben's
Jesus
an
Christ.
liner, bro.
Oh
Oh,
Jesus.
look,
This
now he's
is
trying to
crazy.
get fancy with it.
All right, chalk it.
All right, let's chalk it. He
Ben's
missed
a
all three.
liner, bro.
He's an onliner. He's an onliner, folks.
nasty.
He's an onliner.
Type shit.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today. Shout out to my man, Los Boone, over here, man. It's the co-owner right here of FC Black, man. He's been helping me out a ton. So huge shout out to Los. Shout out to Z Carbone, Christopher Duarte, Benji Dassim, Sam LaRue, Octane. Shout out to Asim. Shout out to Patrick Price, a.k.a. Shout out to Xfinity, FaZe Clan, all of you guys in the chat, the ZooMAFia. Shout out to Bebsy. Shout out to Zach Catterall. Shout out to all you guys, man. You guys are absolutely incredible. I can't thank you guys enough for all the love and support. I am so excited for the rest of the weekend, bro. Saturday and Sunday is about to be an absolute banger. Guys, I'll also be at the venue early on Sunday. I was going to be there Saturday, but it's pouring rain tomorrow. So we're going to do it Sunday instead. So if you guys do want to come say what's up, I'll be there Sunday before the matches start outside of the venue. So, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites we're on. Go follow @theflank on Twitter. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. And, of course, go to ZooMaa.gg. That's where the merch will be tomorrow. It will be live, limited pieces. If you do want something, get it while you can. As always, guys, take care. brush your hair, take it easy, and we'll see you guys next time on another episode.
Brush your hair so it
of The
doesn't look
Flank.
like this.
That's what I'm talking about. Take it easy, guys.